Hey, what's up guys? My name's youcanthavethisusername. Today I'm back with my most ambitious video project I've ever attempted on the channel. A quad feed with every base game gun in Battlefield 6. Now this idea was originally based off of Merc Music's quad feed with every gun series, but this one's going to be just a little different compared to his original video. So in his original video for Battlefield 6, he had the kill feed only set to himself, which means that basically, he didn't really have to compete with anybody else on the kill feed to get the quad feed. He basically just had to get 4 kills in a row quickly and that'd do it. That was enough. In the comments, though, I saw a lot of people saying that changing the kill feed settings makes this challenge too easy, and Merc Music basically said that that's the only viable way to complete this challenge, and there's a reason nobody else tries quad feed with every gun videos for Battlefield games. But he said if someone wants to prove him wrong and do it themselves, go ahead. So here I am. So in this video, these clean quad feeds were all done with the kill feed display settings set to everyone. Except, small caveat here, for some clips in the beta, the kill feed was actually accidentally set on self, squad, and nearby by default. But in those clips, the maps were so small that the settings still displayed everybody in the match, so I'd say it still counts. And any of the ones that had the potential for, not being true quad feeds out of everybody in the entire game, I threw out and redid with the correct kill feed settings. So all things considered, I was pretty strict on this, and I also didn't count rolling feeds or split quad feeds or anything in this video. So yeah. If you don't want to watch the commentary on this video, skip to the timestamp on screen now, or you can go ahead and check out a series of YouTube shorts I'll be posting here pretty soon. But anyways, with all of that out of the way, let's just get right into it, starting with the assault rifles. So first up is the M433, pretty much your standard M4 assault rifle, and I hit this one on Iberian Offensive right when the game released. You can see here that after I killed these two guys, I just kind of waited around and hung out here for a second until I saw some more guys run out from behind this wall. So yeah. Pro tip, this little alley is definitely pretty good at funneling enemies into tight spaces for some good feeds. Next up is the B36A4, and honestly, this is probably one of my favorite clips of the entire video. At this point, I was trying out the King of the Hill game mode to see if it'd be a good mode to hit some quad feeds in, and I got these 3 people coming out of the spawn running to the hard point. Got a quick reload in here. Side note, this reload animation is freaking hardcore. And then finished off these last 2 people for a 5 on-screen feed with the B36. So yeah, pretty great weapon in my opinion. This one's pretty solid. Now moving on to the SOAR 556 MK2, which is basically the SCAR. I'm going to be so for real, this gun in my experience is pretty bad in multiplayer because it's got such a low fire rate compared to the other assault rifles. And it actually took me kind of a long time to get a quad feed with this assault rifle, but finally I did get this quad feed on Blackwell Fields at the B objective in Domination. Next up is arguably one of the best assault rifles in the game, the AK-4D. Now, I actually hit 2 clips for this gun, and this first one, honestly, I'm not going to lie, it's not really all that good of a clip. I mean, I just kind of hung out for a hot minute looking down this alley, and then eventually got a few kills after a while, which just so happened to be a quad feed. But I knew I could get something a little better than that, so I ended up going back and getting the second clip on Manhattan Bridge playing some King of the Hill. Honestly, I like this clip a lot better than that first one because I'm playing so aggressively in this one. And that's honestly a great tip I have for trying to get quad feeds in this game. Yes, you can sit back and camp, but ultimately an aggressive playstyle is probably going to get you the most feeds in this game because there aren't really a ton of tight choke points in this game, so you probably have better odds just playing aggressively. Moving on to the TR7, here we're on, I think this map's called Firestorm. Playing some Domination out by the B flag over here, and for this one I kind of flanked these 4 guys here, but I realized that my feed got split, so I had to get a reload in here. And then slowly kind of just peeked around this corner where I thought the enemies would be coming from. And turns out I was right. And I was able to pick up another 2 kills here for the clean quad feed. Next up is the Cord 6P67. 67, oh my god, 67, 67. But anyways, low-key, this gun was kind of hard for me to use at first. I got this first feed on Maroc Valley after leveling this gun up to like 20 or 30 or something. Because I was like, oh my god, it takes 5 bullets to kill instead of 4. This thing is so hard to use. Like, dude, come on. This thing shoots at 900 RPM. I don't know what I was thinking because it's actually a pretty good assault rifle. But because it is so good, I did go back and hit this nice feed on Blackwell Fields after I finished all the other clips for this video because it's a pretty easy gun to use, all things considered. So I got a reload in here because I wanted to go for more and ended up picking up 2 more kills in the spawn back here for a pretty solid clip. Also, let me just point out, let's rewind here for a second. I have no idea what this guy was doing spinning here like that, but it's kind of funny. I think it makes the clip that much better. Next, we have the NVO 228E, and for this one, I wanted to try out some Rush to see if I could get any quad feeds in that game mode, and turns out it's actually not a bad game mode to play when trying to hit clips, and this gun's really, really solid. I mean, look at this clip. Like, it's a pretty strong assault rifle. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to use it very much because I got this clip so fast, but I am looking forward to hopping back in and trying this one out again after I finish editing this video here. And moving on to our final base game assault rifle in Battlefield 6, we have the L85A3 with another clip on Marak Valley, I don't know how you say that. And I was like watching this clip because you can tell I was absolutely panicking trying to get this last guy here, but I ended up finishing him off for the clean quad feed. So that's it for the assault rifles, and now we're going to move on to the carbines, which tend to do a little less damage at range, but usually have a bit of a higher fire rate and better performance at shorter to mid ranges. And starting off, we've got the M4A1 with a pretty standard clip on Blackwell Fields. And this one was actually hit in Team Deathmatch, which honestly is a game mode I don't really play all that much when going for quad feeds because it seems like the spawns just flip so frequently in TDM. But yeah, this gun's pretty good. It's kind of your standard carbine. It's definitely fun to use. So you should totally check it out. Moving on, we've got the M277 with a pretty aggressive clip on Liberation Peak. And honestly, I kind of had trouble using this gun. I don't know why, because it's not like it's a bad weapon by any means. But I think the low magazine size was what was really throwing me off on this one. But I finally hit it after several days, I think it was, with this aggressive push at the start of the game. And check this out, RIP Jesus, you will be missed. All right, now here we've got arguably one of the worst guns in the entire game, the AK-205. This thing took me so long to hit a quad feed with because it has such a slow fire rate and also does the least amount of damage out of any of the carbines. However, I did find that with the laser and the flashlight attachments, it's actually got pretty good hipfire stats. So I was basically just running around hipfiring this thing for a couple days, which is how I got this feed here. And now opposite to the AK-205 is arguably one of the best carbines in the game, the M417A2, which has an incredibly high damage output at the cost of high recoil and a bit of a slower fire rate. This clip's kind of a good example of a piece of advice Merc Music recommends in all of his quad feed with every gun videos, which is that don't just try to go for 4 kills in a row, try to go for more than that. So if your feed ends up being split like my feed was here, you have a higher chance of getting something clean if you just keep going, which ended up working out in my favor here towards the end with the last couple of guys running out of their spawn. Here we've got the GRT-BC. Now, honestly, I don't have much of an opinion on this gun because I genuinely don't remember it like at all. I think I hit this one within the first couple days of using this gun, and then I basically never touched this thing again. So yeah, I mean, it looks like a solid gun, but honestly, I couldn't tell you. Now, moving on, we have the QBZ-192, and just like, all right, come on. Look at this clip. Look at this clip. I'm just going to let it play out. Like, are you kidding me? That's freaking sick. 7 kills in a row. Stop playing. Definitely one of my favorite clips of this entire video. Finally, rounding out the carbines, we've got the SG553R with a clip on the Ice Lock variation of the Empire State map. And I think the attachments I'm using here are like the default attachments on the SG. I hit this feed pretty quickly. So this gun, it's definitely a solid gun right out of the box. I definitely do recommend trying this one out if you want to try out some carbines. So that's going to do it for the carbines. And now we're going to move on to the SMGs. Genuinely a really solid class of weapons in Battlefield 6 and surprisingly good at range as well for some reason in this game. So first up, we have the SGX, and this clip was hit in the beta version of the game. Honestly, one of the more satisfying flanks of this video. However, here my kill feed was only on self-squad and nearby, but don't worry, that actually does not ruin this clip. It definitely still counts because this quad feed was hit on a small map, so when you zoom in on the mini-map, you can see that all of my teammates are alive, and there isn't a lot of gunfire going on, so it definitely does still count. It definitely was a true quad feed, which is also the same for the second clip I hit with the SGX on one of the Season 1 LTMs. But again, here, the kill feed settings were a bit wonky, but again, I went through and verified that it truly was a real quad feed, so we're all good to go with that one. And next up is the PW whatever. It's just the MP5 pretty much with a really solid streak here on Iberian Offensive. Now here I was playing some Rush and just being as absolutely aggressive as I could. I think I hit like 7 or 8 kills or something in this clip. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. This gun is really good. Ignore that accidental knife right there. Your boy panics sometimes, okay? And yeah, I moved around this corner here to finish out this last guy for the quad feed. So awesome clip and definitely one of the best in this entire video. Here's the PW7A2 on Eastwood, and okay, I genuinely think this was like my first or second game I even touched this thing. I was worried it was going to be bad because it has such low damage, but I mean, look at this. Obviously, I'm totally melting these guys. So yeah, pretty easy quad feed there, and I'm not going to lie, I don't think I've touched it since I got this clip. Here we've got the UMG 40, which is widely considered to be one of the worst SMGs in the entire game. But honestly, I didn't really have that bad of a time with it, so I must have just gotten pretty lucky. In this one, I was playing pretty aggressively here and managed to sneak a reload in and get this last guy for the clean quad feed before immediately dying. So that's how it usually goes in this game. But yeah, moving on, here we've got the P90. I genuinely think this was the first game I ever touched this thing. And just look at this clip. Yeah, I got super lucky on that one. I mean, come on, that was perfect. And again, kind of like the last one, I don't think I've touched it since getting this clip. So yeah, I mean, it looks like a solid gun. Next up is the KV9, and honestly, this one was a bit tricky to use because yes, it absolutely melts people up close, but it's just got such a limited magazine capacity. It makes it hard to kill more than 1 or 2 people at a time. But after unlocking the extended magazine, though, I was finally able to hit this really smooth clip on Saints Quarter playing some King of the Hill. Now, moving on to the SCW-10, which is widely considered to be one of the best SMGs in the game because of its 3-shot kill potential. But honestly, kind of like the last gun, just the small magazine size of this one makes it really not the best for going for quad feeds like this. But ultimately, I was able to squeak out this 5-man streak on Eastwood playing some domination, finishing this clip off with killing these 2 guys over here behind the truck. Because I guess their spawns over here or something, which I didn't know. But that'll do it for the SCW-10. Finally, we're going to round out the SMGs with the SL9, or how I like to say it, the S-Hell9. I hate this thing. Yes, you can get a 60-round magazine on it. No, it doesn't make it good. This gun is awful. Anybody who says otherwise is just lying to you. This feed took me so freaking long to get. It felt like in every single gunfight, I was just at a disadvantage every single time while using this gun. But eventually, I somehow managed to go on a little streak with this thing on Blackwell Fields, and then, of course, immediately dying. So, yeah, that's the SL9. I'm glad I don't have to use that anymore. And now we're going to shift over to my favorite class of weapons, the light machine guns. Now, why are these my favorite guns? Because on some of these things, you can get like 150 or 200 rounds in one reload, which makes going for feeds a lot easier. Starting off, we have the L110 with a clip I hit in the beta on Siege of Cairo. Honestly, this weapon is a super underrated weapon in my opinion. I think a lot of people kind of overlook it because it's the starting weapon for the LMGs, but it's a pretty solid pick overall, and I'm definitely going to be using this some more in the future. Moving on, we have the DRS IAR, and for this first clip, I was playing some King of the Hill on Eastwood and somehow managed to kill 4 players in a row while just kind of laying here out in the open. How I didn't die here, I have no idea, but I saw the kill feed was split, so I just kind of repositioned and basically just waited around, watching the angle that I knew enemies would be coming from, and ended up getting 2 more kills to round out the quad feed. But this gameplay is kind of boring, and this gun's pretty easy to use, so I got the second clip on New Sobek City, playing a little more aggressively, peeking over this hill here and getting 3 easy kills to round out the quad feed. And side note, I don't know why this is in the light machine gun class. It feels more like an assault rifle, but that's neither here nor there. Moving on, now here we've got the M60, one of my all-time favorite light machine guns in existence. This gun is awesome. And in Battlefield 6, this gun's pretty powerful. Like, it can kill in 3 shots up close. And I got pretty lucky getting all 4 of these players coming out of spawn here for the clean quad feed. Next up is the RPKM, easily one of the best LMGs in the game. Back on Eastwood for a crazy good spawn kill quad feed. Like, just check this out, Like, that was awesome. And I even got a reload in here and repositioned to snag a 5th kill for the rolling 5 on. So yeah, solid gun and a pretty good clip, all things considered. Here we have the M123K. And this weapon is, to me, one of the most underrated weapons in the entire game. In this clip, I got 1 kill downstairs outside of the building, and then repositioned to snag another 3 kills on enemies rushing towards the hard point for the clean quad feed. However, I mean, this gun's good. I knew I could do better than that, so I went back and actually got this incredibly aggressive second quad feed on the same map, just in a different spot. Now, after I got this, I don't know why, but for some reason I was like, yeah, that wasn't good enough. So I went back again and got this 3rd clip on Blackwell Fields overlooking the initial objective. And I have to say, I think I'm pretty happy with this one too. I do like the iron sights you can get on this gun. Next up is the M250, and honestly, I don't really remember all that much about this gun. I know I got this feed pretty early on, I feel like, and this clip's probably one of the coolest kind of ambushes in this video, I guess. But yeah, I don't actually really remember this gun all that much, so we're just going to move on to the next LMG, which is the KTS 100 MK8. Yeah, that's a mouthful. Now, this one I hit in the beta because I was seeing if I could make the iron sights on this weapon work, and I did. The enemies all kind of lined up on the B flag here, and I was able to gun every single one of them down for the easy quad feed. And then finally, to round out the LMGs, we have the M240L. And I think before the Season 2 LMG was added into the game, this one was widely considered to be the best light machine gun in the game because of its incredibly high damage and fast fire rate. So I hit this first clip on Iberian Offensive, but I wasn't super happy with it. So I went back and I hit the second clip on Siege of Cairo, playing some Rush. And in this clip, I feel like I was playing a little more aggressive, all things considered. There's not that huge pause in between the third and the fourth kill here. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this one. And that'll do it for the light machine guns. Just a few smaller categories of weapons left. Now we're going to look at the Marksman Rifles, which often have a lower fire rate but increased performance at range. I mean, kind of as you would expect. So starting off, we have the M39 EMR. Honestly, a really good weapon in my opinion. I like this gun. And here, I got pretty lucky with a kind of flank on the B objective, and I was able to kill 4 enemies just in time before immediately getting gunned down. So a pretty lucky clip on this one, and definitely a solid weapon too. Now moving on, we have the infamous LMR-27. Spoiler alert, this thing totally freaking sucks. I mean, it's a semi-automatic weapon with a 10-round magazine that takes 4 shots to kill. And even though it's got low recoil, like 90% of your time using this weapon is going to be spent reloading, and the damage is just not there. But that being said, it was kind of fun to use in a weird way. And in this clip, you could see I was going on a pretty good little streak here. But the kill feed was unfortunately a rolling feed, so technically not a clean quad feed because the 4 icons weren't fully on screen at the same time. So I had to go back and suffer with this thing a little more, and then I eventually got this clip on Eastwood, a pretty nice little flank here. I got this third guy and then kind of panicked, but found one more guy sitting on the objective, thank God. So yeah, that's the LMR-27. And moving on, we have, I think, probably one of the best guns in the entire game, the SVK 8.6. And honestly, just watch this one. Just watch this one. I absolutely love this clip, but it was hit in the beta, and the kill feed wasn't set up right. So unfortunately, I did have to go back, and I ended up getting this clip with the thermal sights on New Sobek City. I like this clip, but I'm kind of like spinning in circles trying to get all these guys coming out their spawn. It's kind of funny. And for this last kill, I was able to snag this guy AFK in a spawn to round out the clip. And finally, we have the SVDM, which is basically just kind of like the M39 EMR, but a little snappier. I got pretty lucky here in this little spot overlooking the objective, getting a quad feed relatively easily. And I think I probably could have gotten more at the end here. Unfortunately, I definitely choked. But overall, this weapon is pretty good, I would say, and it's definitely fun to use. Now, moving on to the snipers. This one's going to be pretty short because there were only like 3 snipers in the game at launch. So, yeah. Honestly, though, in this game, they're pretty good. They have the sweet spot mechanic like they did in Battlefield 1. So, you're actually able to one-shot people with chest shots at certain ranges, which I actually really like. And we're going to start off here with the M2010 ESR, which is kind of the medium-range sniper in the game. In this absolutely insane clip on Blackwell Fields. And I'm just going to let it play out. Check it out. Like, dude, are you kidding me? That's pretty good. Probably one of my best sniper clips I've hit in FPS games, like, ever. Moving on, we have the SV98, which is the shorter range sniper with a sweet spot, I believe, under 100 meters. I got this clip playing some Rush, again on Blackwell Fields. This was actually the first sniper clip I hit in this game, and I definitely could have gotten more here at the end, but I absolutely choked like crazy and started missing all of my freaking shots. But to be fair, I mean, like, let's zoom in here. I mean, at least some of these should have connected here, right? But anyways, moving on to the last base game sniper, the PSR. Now, let me tell you, I think this weapon alone took me several weeks of playing to hit a clip with. It was so difficult because the sweet spot is like really far away, and the maps in this game are pretty small. So to get the clean quad feed, I mean, you can see it here. I pretty much had to go for like short range headshots only. And after I got the first 2 kills and quick scope this third guy, I ran in here to check this hallway and got super, super lucky, ending up with a quad headshot feed for the sniper. And you can obviously see by my reaction here, I was pretty excited to be done with this thing.
Go! Let's go, baby! Oh my God.
Now we're going to be moving on to the final class of primary weapons, the shotguns. The base game shotguns in this game are surprisingly well-rounded. They're pretty strong. And first up, we have the pump action M87A1. Now, this thing, for whatever reason, took me absolutely ages to get. And it's not that this gun is bad by any means. It's arguably the best shotgun in the entire game. If you want to hear all the details, I actually have an entire video about it because it was just such an annoying experience overall, but I just kept getting so unlucky with it. Moving on, we have another contender for the best shotgun in the game, the M1014, which is a semi-auto shotgun that has the potential to one-shot kill at close ranges. Now, in this one, I was playing some domination and going absolutely crazy with this thing. So first, I noticed these 3 guys about to come into the C flag, so I was able to gun all 3 of them down pretty easily. Unfortunately, there wasn't a 4th enemy nearby, so I kind of retreated and reloaded a little bit, came back, and got another 5 entire kills. So yeah, absolutely an incredible clip for this one. And last up, we have the semi-automatic 18.5 KS-K. Yeah, that's a mouthful. This is Battlefield 6's kind of semi-automatic spam shotgun. I wish I could tell you a little more about this thing, but I hit this clip first game trying to go for a quad feed. So I really don't have much of an opinion on this gun, so we're just going to move right along. And finally, for our last class of weapons, we have the pistols. And let me just say, the pistols in this game absolutely suck. Like, it's genuinely incredible how absolutely awful these things are. But not gonna lie, that added difficulty, in my opinion, actually kind of makes these clips even cooler in a way. So we're gonna start off with the 4-shot kill semi-automatic pistol, the P18. And here I was able to get a nice flank on some clueless enemies playing King of the Hill. After this third guy, I just kind of whipped around hoping someone else would be there, and there was. So luckily, I was able to take him out for the clean quad feed. Now, moving on to the literal 5-shot kill semi-automatic pistol, the ES57. Honestly, this thing is considered to be one of the worst guns in the entire game, and is actually, in my findings, the least popular weapon in the entire game, but I'll have a video coming out about that here in a little bit. But it actually didn't take all that long to get this clip once I truly started going for it. I think I actually got it the same day as the last feed, but yeah, I just got incredibly lucky on this one with the aggressive spawn push on Blackwell Field, so super happy with this clip. Now, moving on to the M45A1. This pistol is honestly one of the more viable sidearms in this game. It's got a 3-shot kill potential at close range, so it's actually kind of usable. For this clip, though, I got it pretty quickly, but this gameplay kind of sucks. I mean, look at how bad my accuracy is and how long this feed took. I mean, yes, it's 4 kills in a row, but I knew I could get something a little better than that. So I went back and I got this one after, I'm not going to lie, this took me an incredibly long time to get. But I think this gameplay is just a little better than the last clip. This was at the start of the game where I got a little flank in here, killing 2 enemies, and then I repositioned and snagged the last 2 enemies on the hard point here. So overall, I'm pretty happy with this one. It shows that you can definitely use the sidearms aggressively if you've got the right play style. And finally, for our last quad feed of the video, we have the M44, which is a pretty strong revolver that can actually kill in 1 shot at close range, like shown here. What's cool about this clip is that I was able to get an entire reload in here after killing these 2 enemies and kill this last guy for the clean quad feed before anyone else showed up on the kill feed, which, like a lot of other clips in this video, is pretty lucky in a game where the team sizes are so much larger than in other games like Call of Duty. And so yeah, that'll do it for the pistols, and there we go. There's a quad feed with every base game gun in Battlefield 6 without the self-only kill feed option on. Now, I'm incredibly proud of this project. I had an amazing time on Battlefield 6. I did something I hadn't seen anyone else on YouTube do up to this point. I tried a lot of new editing techniques for some YouTube shorts, so I would say that this was a really great project to work on, all things considered. But man, did it take a long time to do. I think this was my most ambitious project I've ever done on this channel, so I'm definitely looking forward to doing some other stuff for a bit on the channel that's not as incredibly labor intensive as this video was. If you're here from the beginning of the video, hey, what's up? The montage with no commentary is about to play shortly, so you're welcome to check that out as well if you'd like. So that's all I've got for you guys today. I hope you all enjoyed. This was an awesome project to work on, and I'll see you guys in the next video.